I am not a politician. I'm not joking, I am a soldier. And I prefer to tell you the truth. But go ahead and see the children who have skin on their bones. Go see those who are starving. Go see those women who can no longer breastfeed because they have nothing left in their breasts. Go see them. Let's not pretend. If our journalists do not have the courage to go to the field and bring you these images, it's because we want to wash the image of Burkina. I tell you that it is false, it exists. When I tell you about the people who eat the grass, whoever wants to challenge, I'll bring him tomorrow. Go see, it continues, it has not even stopped. Because we were able to supply some villages, but others not yet. We are still on the way.
Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, the military leader, is not a dictator, as the Western media wants you to believe. That is a propaganda. Let me ask you, between Captain Ibrahim Traoré and the previous president of Burkina Faso, Paul Henry Damiba, who is a dictator? Let's look at how Ibrahim Traoré treats Burkina Faso citizens. They love and how freedom is attained in the country. Not only freedom, but financial freedom as well. The moment Africans begin to see their heroes and hail them, the better. Must we always listen to the Western media, what they tell us? That should not be the case. Listen. The moment the Westerners, the white people, stop benefiting from us, they call our leaders dictators because they want the corrupt leaders to be in power so that they can loot with them. That is what they want. Don't let us forget that they once called Muammar Gaddafi of Libya a dictator because Muammar Gaddafi stopped them from looting in his country. When Muammar Gaddafi was a president, electricity was free for Libyans. Education was free for Libyans. Medication, going to hospital, was free for Libyans. Water was free. Housing or shelter was free. At the age of 18, your house is ready for you, free of charge. All these things were available for Libyans. But the Western media called Gaddafi a dictator because they were not having the chance to penetrate and steal the natural resources of the country. So they turned his own people against him. They managed to kill him. Now, what is happening in Libya? Libya is in total poverty. Libya was not having any debt. Libya was not owing any country any debt when Muammar Gaddafi was in power. But now, Libya is owing debt. So let's compare what the Western media call the dictatorship to democracy. This means the democracy the Western media gives to Africa do not favor the citizens. It puts the citizens in danger, in bondage, in poverty, whilst the government officials benefit and enjoy. Because the Europeans, the Americans, get access through the corrupt leaders, they hate any president who avoid them to come to Africa and steal the natural resources. So they call these good leaders dictators, and they turn their own people against them. It is about time that Africans learn from their mistakes. The mistakes we have been making in the past, let's correct these mistakes. Because Ibrahim Traoré is not a dictator. You call this good governance. But the situation whereby Ibrahim Traoré is stopping France, is stopping the Western people, is stopping the white folks from stealing the natural resources of Burkina Faso and making life easier for his own people, the citizens of Burkina Faso, you call him a dictator. If this is the meaning of a dictator, or if this is the definition of dictatorship, then the whole of Africa must embrace dictatorship. because it benefits the citizens, it benefits the African people, whereby democracy only favors corrupt leaders and their counterparts, the colonizers. If this is the meaning of dictatorship, then Africa must embrace it. Ibrahim Traoré is an angel, a God sent for Burkina Faso. Within this short period, look at the improvement that is coming in Burkina Faso and compare it to the previous corrupt government working with the French government. So all these resources were available in Paul Namiba's government, and the citizens were suffering. Let's look at the amount of money that was found in the residence of Paul Namiba, the previous president, keeping this huge amount of money in his room, whereby the citizens are in poverty because they loot the resources with France and they take their share. But the president who will eat and let the citizens also eat, Nigerians will say, you chop, I chop. You chop, I chop. He's not selfish, but we want to listen to the Western media to declare him as a dictator. Don't let us be deceived as Africans, because this is the leadership that we want. It seems like we Africans are being known for standing against our own leaders, our own heroes, and the good ones. I am from Ghana, and I've learned a history about Ghana presidency. Our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, attained independence for Ghana. The then Gold Coast became Ghana after President Nkrumah attained independence for us. By then, we were not even having electricity. President Nkrumah gave us the Akosombo Dam, which serves the whole nation. Universities, companies. But after a while, we were deceived by the Western media, and we called our hero, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, a dictator. And we collapsed even his statues in the country. We stood against him and we took him down as a president. But now we are hailing him as a hero. But back then, we didn't know he was a hero. We stood against him. Nkrumah survived assassination attempts. And at long last, at the end, he was poisoned. And he died through poison. And I know the enemy used his own people to poison him. Oh yes. We Africans always are being deceived to stand against our heroes. We called Nkrumah a dictator, but now within Africa, even the whole world, everybody knows Nkrumah, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. But back then, we stood against his government as a dictator. This is the same thing they want to do to Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. Whenever the white man sees a black hero, they call him a dictator. This is what we have to learn from. As Africans, as black people, we have to hail our heroes when they are still with us, when they are still alive, not when they are dead and gone. Ibrahim Traoré won the best for Burkina Faso. Not only Burkina Faso, but the entire African continent. That is why when he went to Ghana for the presidential inauguration, he saw the president of Kenya. And he didn't want to greet him because that leader is a sellout. This is the kind of leaders that we want. The kind of leaders who thinks about their people. Ibrahim Traoré cares about black people. Ibrahim Traoré cares about Africans. He do not want to enrich himself. Don't let us listen to the enemy and stand against our own heroes who want the best for us. As I always say, a word to the wise, it is enough. A word to the wise is enough for him to reason. I will end my argument here. Thanks for watching. Share the video and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one. My name remains Don Cyrus.